At 3.4 million acres, it's the largest national park in the lower 48. Sitting along the western edge of the Great Basin, it's a land of rugged canyons, vast salt flats, and imposing, brooding mountains. This is a place where survival is hard-earned, and the landscapes are as unforgiving as they are beautiful. Join Overland Trail Guides as we take on some of Death Valley's most challenging and remote trails. The anticipation of another adventure fills the air as Death Valley awaits. A brisk wind stirs between the towering pinnacles, while the rising sun begins to warm the vast Mojave Desert around us. What you're seeing here is a moonscape, shaped over the past 100,000 years. An ancient lake once covered this land, and as it dried up, it left behind concentrated minerals, forming the striking Trona pinnacles that surround us. And this is where our journey begins, heading deep into the heart of the lower 48's largest national park, Death Valley. From Trona Pinnacles, we'll head north, meeting up with the rest of the group in town before we continue on to the ghost town of Ballarat.
What's up, guys? First day, 5th annual turkey run, going into Death Valley. We're going to be making a stop here at the living ghost town of Ballarat, and then working our way up Goler Wash and over Mangle Pass, stopping at Barker Ranch, checking out the geologist's cabin in Striped Butte. We're a pretty sizable group, so we are splitting into to smaller groups just to not clog up the trail, and perhaps we'll reconvene later in the day, but we'll see how things work out. All right, let's get into it.
As the brooding Panamint Range comes into view, the excitement within the group grows with every mile. A lone burro stands as sentinel over the unforgiving landscape. Founded during the gold rush in the mid-1800s, Ballarat was once a bustling mining town, drawing hundreds of prospectors in search of riches. Today, it's a ghost town, with only a few structures remaining, one of which is the old store, still operating as a quirky tourist stop. From Ballarat, we head into Death Valley, taking the rugged Goler Wash, a rocky track through narrow canyon bottoms with towering walls. Our next goal is simple: drive several miles up the sparse and unforgiving canyon to Barker Ranch, the infamous hideout of the Manson family. Right now, we're traveling through the western edge of the Basin and Range Province, known for its unique geological features, including rugged canyons you can drive through. These canyons can be attributed to the region's fault block mountains, formed by tectonic forces that stretch the Earth's crust. As the land pulled apart, deep valleys and steep ridges formed, creating these dramatic landscapes. The result is a network of canyons and washes, perfect for exploring by vehicle, offering a glimpse into the powerful geology that formed this region. you'd like to get more information about the various places and trails we explored in the Death Valley backcountry, head on over to overlandtrailguides.com. Overland Trail Guides features over 100 overland adventures across North America, along with 2 overland routes through Death Valley, the Death Valley Adventure Route and the Trona Desert Trail. Our route guides include detailed information like best season to visit, technical trail ratings, campsite recommendations, interesting places to visit, and of course GPX files. Why don't we get back to our adventure now?
So we're at the Barker Ranch right now. It is a little bit breezy, so I'm hiding behind an old brush here, but I'll show you what's left of it at least. There was a fire here a couple years back. Vandals, unfortunately, destroying a lot of these historic places out here in the hills, but I'll give you the full rundown, the Manson family hideout, and kind of the history of this place, but let's go check it out.
Barker Ranch, tucked away in the barren landscape of Death Valley, is a place haunted by its past. Once a quiet desert retreat, it became infamous in the 1960s when Charles Manson and his family took refuge here, hiding from the law after a spree of violence.
We're going to check out one of the remaining places in here. Oh, there's a little log book, but pretty cool. Probably a lot of rodents in here.
It was at this very ranch that the Manson family was finally busted and arrested, ending their reign of terror. The isolation of the ranch allowed them to disappear into the wilderness, but it couldn't protect them forever.
Go straight. Coming. Okay, keep it coming. Straighten it out.
Departing Barker Ranch, we began our ascent toward Mangle Pass. As we neared the summit, the trail became increasingly rugged, with bowling ball-sized boulders scattered across the track. Beyond the pass, the track grew even more technical. We carefully navigated through rocky boulder fields, heading towards Butte Valley.
Keep going straight. Now, keep going. Now you can start turning. Got a little spicy back there, enough to keep us on our toes and require some spotting. Rich's rig got on the 3 wheels, but we were able to mitigate any sort of dangerous situation and get them all straightened out. But we are heading down to the valley where the striped butte is, and then gonna check out some of the cabins, including the geologist cabin, and then head down to camp and hopefully get to camp before 4 o'clock. All right, let's go. So we're at Russell Camp right now. Gonna go check out this cabin. Got a nice little break in the wind, but I bet you it's gonna kick up here. Well, let's go see what we find.
We explored the relatively well-maintained cabin and grounds of Russell Camp, pleasantly surprised by their current state compared to the dilapidated ruins of Barker Ranch. Several other cabins dot the surrounding area, such as the geologist cabin just down the trail, but unfortunately, they were all occupied during our visit. Following our explorations, we retraced our steps and began our descent down Butte Valley. The striking striped butte stood majestically, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. We climbed out of Butte Valley and began our descent to Warm Springs Camp. The abandoned mining camp includes several old buildings that remain in relatively good condition. Nick guided us through the area, pointing out the damage caused by recent winter storms and the debris flow that filled the main residence.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, he just came in here and just destroyed this building.
This isn't an Oompa Loompa house?
No.
Beautiful morning here in Warm Springs Camp. You can tell there's barely any wind right now. The wind finally stopped. I don't know if it was the middle of the night or in the morning. I probably fell asleep around midnight, but as you can tell right now, it's absolutely beautiful. Kid is messing with me. He is ready to go, but let's talk about today. We are gonna go to Badwater Basin. I think we're gonna do a hike at like Golden or Mosaic Canyon. I have to see which one it is. And check out Cottonwood Canyon and then head over to camp and settle in and hopefully have a calmer night than today, but it's going to be a lot of fun, so let's go get into it. With our rigs packed, the small convoy of vehicles began making its way down the wash. With 140 miles of planned driving, we had a big day ahead of us. And with the last couple of miles of West Side Road closed, we opted to loop around the southern end of Badwater Basin and jump onto the pavement, making a quick stop at one of Death Valley's most popular attractions.
We're at Badwater Basin right now, lowest point in North America. Parking lot is full. Apparently somebody was flying a drone out here, so 2 rangers got sent down here to go check it out. Looks like whoever was doing that has since vacated the premises, but we will be keeping an eye out for you because UAVs are not permitted in national parks. That is Thomas. First time at Badwater Basin, dude?
I don't know.
Okay, he doesn't know. It
How am I
is.
supposed to know?
We're gonna go check it out and walk out into the salt flats here. Pretty cool stuff.
Badwater Basin, the lowest point in North America at 282 feet below sea level, stands out among the Great Basin's dry lake beds. These ancient features formed during wetter periods when glacial melt and rainfall fed large lakes. As the climate shifted and evaporation surpassed inflow, the lakes vanished, leaving behind salt flats and mineral deposits as remnants of their history.
So we're on our way to Stovepipe Wells right now. Going to give people an opportunity to refuel, buy their park passes, and then we'll be going over to do a hike at Mosaic Canyon, check out Cottonwood Canyon, be on our way, but still burning the pavement right now. We're at Mosaic Canyon right now. The kids are really having a blast, as you can see, climbing on the walls here. But the thing that I really like about it is just looking at the rock conglomerates, the layered stuff. It's really cool. So Mosaic Canyon, pretty cool. It is weekend out here for Thanksgiving, so definitely a lot of people out. But where we're going to camp should be a lot less people. In fact, I think we're going to be the only ones around. Fingers crossed. Before we do that, we're going to wait for the group to come on out. Some of the guys went further up, and then I think we're going to go check out Mangle Canyon, and then we'll begin making our way over the North Pass and camp. All right, let's go.
As the day was winding down and with a good amount of driving still ahead, we decided to skip Marble Canyon. On our way to camp, a pair of fighter jets flew overhead. With military flights confirmed, it didn't take much to convince the group to make a quick detour to Father Crowley Overlook that sits above Star Wars Canyon.
So we're at Father Crowley Point right now above Star Wars Canyon. Does not look like the fighter jets are flying, but still a beautiful view out here. I'll show you guys it in a second here, and then we're gonna be on our way to camp here.
After snapping a few photos of the beautiful overlook, we were back on the trail kicking up a plume of dust. With the sun nearing the horizon and temperatures beginning to drop, the hunt for camp was on. We found a nice big open clearing and decided to call it quits for the day.
Trying to get some little guys going.
So what's the status on the cantina tonight?
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming?
It's coming.
Oh no. What you got going on, Ron?
Quesadilla.
Oh, quesadilla.
Right there, that's the meat. We're heating up the meat. We have the consomme right here,
Yeah.
heating up. And all the stuff to put in the tacos together. And they're making arepas to have a Mexi arepa, a fusion between Mexican and Venezuelan.
Ah,
We're
there
gonna
you go.
have Mexi arepas.
Mexi arepas.
Being fried.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What's
so
going
right
on?
now,
Oh,
do you want to explain it, baby?
I don't have light.
Oh, but I have it here on my phone. There you go.
There you go.
So this is gonna be fried arepas.
Ron's quesadilla tacos, along with Claudia and Roberto's arepas, were a big hit with the group. And it's got me thinking we need to make potluck dinners like this a regular part of our future adventures.
Oh yeah. Pretty soon I won't be even able to have it on my phone.
Getting a little snow, huh?
Yeah.
Very light, but
So at least you get snow.
So it's a little bit chilly out right now. Not sure if you guys could tell from earlier, we did have a few snowflakes, very small, falling from the sky for maybe like 10 minutes. Nothing stuck to the ground or anything like that. We got up, it was 32 degrees. It's probably mid-30s right now. Chances of precipitation, we're at about 5,000 feet, so explains why we got a little bit of snow out here in the Joshua Tree Forest. But up to like 2/10 of an inch today I saw over at Alabama Hills, so I'm hoping maybe half of that over here, maybe sprinkle a shower here or there, and that's it. But we're going to be working our way to the Warm Springs, stopping at the racetrack playa, going back down Cot Pass. That should be a lot of fun. And then hopefully it'll be warmer when we get down to the springs and we can just settle in and enjoy ourselves. But it's going to be another fantastic day out here in Death Valley.
So we're right near the South Pass. Absolutely beautiful view of Panamint Valley right now. I'll show it to you guys. It is a bit brisk up here. It's like in the upper 30s, approaching mid 30s right now. I'm hoping that temperature gets warmer as the day increases and as we drop down in elevation, but let's check this out.
From the South Pass, we'd make our way around Hunter Mountain. Despite its proximity to numerous popular attractions within the park, Hunter Mountain and Hidden Valley see a mere fraction of the traffic compared to other locations. The stark contrast of the mountains against the sagebrush and Joshua trees also makes for some fantastic campsites as well. As we closed in on the racetrack playa, we'd make a quick stop at one of Death Valley's oddities, the famed Tea Kettle Junction. It also seemed like Jonathan was getting a bit too comfy waiting for us to catch up.
So long. We've been here for like the last 30 minutes.
You guys made it.
We made it to Tea Kettle Junction, about to hit this awful corrugated road from what I hear, but we'll be on our way here in a second.
Oh look, there's one from Argentina. Yeah, that's me.
Hey guys, stop.
So we're on the lovely dirt highway that goes to the racetrack, which is corrugation after corrugation. Not as bad as what I'd heard it was going to be, but maybe I'm talking too soon, kind of like it was in the Eastern Sierra. Might get a lot worse here. It's not great, but it's not absolutely awful either. But I'm hoping we're at the racetrack here in the next 10 minutes or so. All right, let's keep going.
Dry playas are the remnants of ancient lakes, formed when water evaporates, leaving behind cracked, barren surfaces of clay and minerals like salt. One of the most famous is the Racetrack Playa, named for its mysterious sailing stones that leave long trails across the flat surface, a phenomenon caused by ice and wind working together to push the stones. At its heart lies the Grandstand, a dark, rocky island rising dramatically from the playa's expanse. From here, visitors can take in breathtaking views of this surreal landscape framed by the rugged mountains of Death Valley. After leaving the Racetrack Playa, we set our sights on one of Death Valley's most infamous Jeep trails, Cot Pass Road. Known for its stunning canyon views and harrowing cliffside exposure, the steep, narrow, and rocky track offers a true white-knuckle experience. Following Hurricane Hillary and several winter storms, recent grading has temporarily tamed the trail, making it more manageable than in previous years. It's only a matter of time before winter weather restores Lippincot's rugged, challenging character. After descending Cot Pass, we joined the wide dirt road of Salines Valley, quickly picking up speed as we raced across the desert toward the Salines Valley Warm Springs. A pair of fighter jets circled the valley repeatedly, almost as if marking our arrival at this desert oasis. The Salines Valley Warm Springs started drawing free spirits in the 1960s and 70s. Hippies, bohemians, and for those seeking solitude, self-expression, or a deeper connection to nature made their way to the springs. Tucked within the already otherworldly expanse of Death Valley, the springs have a unique energy that's hard to describe. Over time, they become a hub for travelers and adventurers who love their rugged, remote vibe.
So we're about to head out of here in a little bit, pushing out a little bit later than usual, and that's because we only have like 28 miles to do. We're going over Steel Pass and through Deora Canyon that has a waterfall section that'll definitely slow us down. But I would anticipate we're probably going to get over to Eureka Dunes sometime early afternoon, maybe even right around lunch. We'll see, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We got to stop at the Marble Bath along the way and then work our way through the technical section of Deora Canyon, and then we'll be at the dunes enjoying ourselves. I'm sure it's gonna be a little bit colder over there because it always is, but it's always great. So let's go enjoy our last day, guys.
Pass me the ball. Give me the ball. Go.
And so with less than 30 miles to go before reaching camp at the Eureka Dunes, we hit the trail and started our ascent to Steel Pass. Much like Cot Pass, the road to Steel Pass seemed to have been recently graded. Normally, this section is slow going as vehicles navigate the rocky terrain, but thanks to the fresh grading, we were making excellent time. As if to mark our departure from Salines Valley, a pair of fighter jets flew over as we closed in on the pass.
So we've just arrived at the Marble Bath. A couple of the boys are up and checking it out. We'll show you. It's always a hit with the kids here. And who knows, maybe we'll get some fighter jets flying over. Nice little chance to take a break before we shoot Deora Canyon. Have a seat. Scrub up.
We departed the Marble Bath and soon crested Steel Pass, making our way to the sometimes foreboding Deora Canyon. You see, the last time we hit the waterfall section of Deora Canyon, a couple of the vehicles ended up with some mild body damage, something we hope to avoid this time through. We arrived to Deora Canyon and the infamous waterfall section in record time. Jonathan went first and quickly made his way through the first obstacle, with Big Blue following shortly thereafter. At this pace, we'd be down at the Eureka Dunes by 1 p.m., or would we? Just as Jonathan was about to take on the second waterfall, we noticed another vehicle pulling a trailer making its way up the same obstacle. And that's when our plans for an early arrival to the dunes quickly disintegrated.
So this grenadier over here popped a bead going up this technical feature, and now we got to back it up, change it, and hopefully it's all good.
You have a free spool? Try to keep it straight.
the Grenadier in a precarious position, the driver first had to back up and make room to swap out the tire. Then it was back up the waterfall. But without the extra security of a spare tire, we thought it would be best to give him a hand and winch his rig up this tricky obstacle, made all the more challenging with the extra weight of the trailer. An hour and a half later, the Grenadier was free and onto the final obstacle, which he was able to get through with a bit of spotting. Out on the trail, helping each other out is just part of the deal, because you never know when you may find yourself in need. Now with clear trails ahead, the convoy was on the move once again. The mid-sized Toyotas easily squeezed through the various obstacles with a bit of spotting. And if you keep an eye on Joey's red 4Runner, you'll notice a gash across his fuel door. A battle scar from this very same obstacle, but going in the opposite direction a couple of years ago.
Got it. You got a big drop coming.
With the stoppage time from the Grenadier, the second group had managed to catch up to us. You might expect the full-size rigs to struggle in this section, but as long as the trail is wide enough, their long wheelbases and large tires handle the vertical water ledges surprisingly well. The real challenge was the narrow and tricky V-notch, but with some careful spotting, every vehicle made it through unscathed.
It's coming down, coming down. There's tons of room. You're good.
You're really good.
You're good. Little bumper scrape.
Clear of the harrowing waterfall section, we zoomed out of Deora Canyon with the Eureka Dunes glistening in the distance. 15 minutes later, we were at camp.
Made it to the dunes, as you can tell. Everybody made it through. No body damage, although it got a little bit hairy there. But we're just enjoying ourselves. The kids are climbing up on the dunes. A couple of us are hanging out down here. Probably going to get the fire going soon and just enjoy our last night. And always a fun, memorable time in Death Valley. All right, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, go run!